I don't know if I'm ever gonna get sick of that intro. I just love the song so much. Hey everybody, welcome to Cinema Gulp, and it's our Hot D recap stream, House Off the Wagon. I'm Ben here with Babak as always. How's it going, bud?
Doing great, doing great. I'm feeling good. Got my air here.
Heir to the Iron Throne.
That's right. That's right.
Or one of them anyway. I will get us kicked off on our headlines of the episode. Rhaenyra tries out for Sister Act 3. Apparently trees are dragon's kryptonite. Otto is on sabbatical. A whole lot of stiff and dangling dongs. And the new King's Guard are made up what looks like the wolf pack from The Hangover. Welcome to episode 3 of
I think you pretty much summed up the whole episode right there. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good night.
See you guys later. Yeah, another slower moving episode. I get why. When I say slow, that doesn't mean anything about its quality. It just means we're still on that slow burn to the inevitable, obviously. But before we get into spoilers, Babak and I will always share our thoughts on the episode in a non-spoilery way as far as what we thought of the quality, the storytelling, where it's going. So yeah, why don't you start, man? Lily, you go first because I know it's your favorite show.
What did you think? Well, this is I'm thinking of it as a soap opera. It's a drama, and it's all the twists and turns. And, you're really still setting up character development, but also plot development. And I appreciate that, because then whenever you get the conflict, you're rooting for people or you're rooting against people. And that's the magic of Game of Thrones, is really getting you invested in people before they get slaughtered,
Sure.
Right now, they're really, really doing a lot to get us invested in these people. And all of the action is off camera, like there's a massive battle that we don't see.
The Brackens and the Blackwoods, you don't even see it.
Yeah, you don't see it. Battle of the Burning Mill, I guess. And
you don't need to, because you don't know any of the people. You just need to know the fallout, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't really care about these people. We're not invested in them. So what's the point of watching the massive slaughter? And it looked like a massive slaughter. I didn't see any ground on that battleground. All I saw were bodies.
It was and great placement of like carnage, just such a cool like long landscape shot of everything.
And it's almost like that was an extended intro or something, like that's like almost a backstory. Baby, it's time.
Oh, what, is she getting a little too squirrely?
She's getting squirrely. Yeah, she keeps calling my whiskey water. I'm like, it is for daddy.
Yeah.
Not for baby. Baby, can you get her, please? Thank you.
Speaking of intros, Babak, when we did our House of the Dragon season 1 recap marathon in one day, you asked the question, does the intro change from episode to episode? Because I guess it did in Game of Thrones. Well, it does now. It does now. I don't know if you caught that.
I was looking a little bit, but I was so eager to get into the episode that I watched the opening of it and I was like, that looks familiar. Skip on the
okay, so there's a scene, Jaehaerys, the heir to the throne who was decapitated in episode 1. There's a new shot where it shows him on the cloth and the vine goes across his neck. A little pretty twisted. But yeah, we were wondering if it was going to change. I bet you it'll happen a few times more during the season with something big happen.
Exactly. To reflect all the big events for the plot and all that, so kind of where you are. What I got doing in House and Game of Thrones was like really paying attention to the opening to see, because it'll be like, okay, we're going to be set in this castle and it's going to include those people in this episode, so I don't know if they're going to do it as a foreshadowing.
Well, I think it might be something that happened in a previous episode. Who knows? But now, from now on, pay attention to the opening and don't skip it, because it's probably going to change. But I want to say hello to Ash D. What's up, Ash D?
Good
the
to
man.
see you.
Thanks for coming on last week and hanging out with us. Yeah, he was talking with us last week when we were talking to Blake Robbins on the Hump Day Happy Hour.
Nice.
Looks good. Thanks for coming on. Looks good. Protein, what's up, Protein? Captain Notfinity. Nice cup of coffee right there. I wish I had one myself. Let's see. Bumpmaster 1 says episode 3 was a bit slow. Okay, well, fair enough. We'll get into it. I didn't think it was. Whoa. That's what Lily thinks of it for sure.
Yeah. No, she just wants to be in the room with us. But can you please take her?
You cannot close the door.
Okay, I won't close the door. Okay, she doesn't want the door to be closed. She wants access at all times.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah,
you close the door. You want to come back?
Who doesn't want to see a cute little kid on camera?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Right, Lily? Right, Lily?
Yeah. So you definitely a little slow, but I was really glad to see the cogs moving. You know, like
same here.
Major peaceful overtures. You know, really framing who the good people are and the bad people are and stuff. You know, and like you said, doing the Whoopi Goldberg sister act. You know, Sister Rhaenyra, like as if you didn't know she's the good guy, good person, the protagonist in this. Like, they really underlined it with that whole part, and I think it's almost necessary because like both the protagonists, they are very sure of themselves. Like they both think that they are truly right. Like, you know, Allison still thanks, Ash. Allison still, she doesn't get that she's wrong. You know, like even when she's told, by the way, you're wrong.
Well, she's like, getting there. She's getting there. That we'll wait to spoilers for that.
Spoilers, But you really needed to kind of flesh out who the protagonists and antagonists are because everyone's so sympathetic. Everybody is so well written. They're real people with their real foibles and stuff, and you know, positive qualities all around, except for maybe Clubfoot. And I'm glad that it's finally calling him Clubfoot. You know, it makes it easier for me.
I would even say, and God, this is going to be for spoilers, but I would even say Christian Cole, you feel a little for him in this episode because his introductory scene, he looks like he just wants to end it all, or he's going to have a complete mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Just
full
speed ahead, and he has no idea how to drive. You know?
That dude can do like two things well: knock people off their horses with a lance and bang a queen. And aside from that, there is nothing else that he's got in his skill set. His resume.
I'm always going to call him the college football coach of the show, which is you're failing upwards.
Yeah,
you have a losing season, and you get the best job in the NFL for some reason.
And it's starting to dawn on him, like you said, like he's starting to get. Oh fuck! I got to do something. Like
even going for something today, which we'll get into, even taking initiative and going and doing something. He's like, well, man, I can't. I don't. How do I run this? How do I run this scenario without having any dragons? You know, like, and it's just. But let's see. We got what else we got here. So we'll jump into spoilers in a second. Did you wrap up what you thought about the season in a non-spoilery way?
That's something I'm gonna have to get better at. But basically, I'm fine with the pacing, especially because it's only like, would you say 8 episodes? I mean, we're almost halfway there. And you know there's going to be some major action
next week
coming up.
I think next week. I predict that 4th episode, which is the end of the first half, is going to be a blowout for sure.
We got to have something. Yeah, we got to have something because like Game of Thrones is fleshing out the way that they shock you. But like, let's get back to some of the old-fashioned Battlefield shocking. You know, like let's see some people go down now. But they definitely push the boundaries in so many other ways. I think I saw something that was supposed to be X-rated, but
we'll get into that. Yeah,
technically, like they're really pushing the boundaries here.
A lot of dangling dong, of people who are supposed to be 16 years old.
And that ain't
yeah, no, there's more to it than that. Yeah, there's some straight porn stuff going on. But
we'll get into that.
I would say, and I do. Okay, so I think for me, I like 1 and 2 a little bit better, just because one I was so excited for, and it didn't let me down. It was great. And two, had just a fantastic ending. This one has the most at stake by those two things that happen in 1 and 2, and you feel the weight of that. And I love Damon going to Harrenhal, which is just such a cool place to explore, and visually just completely sucked me in. My only problem, I am so like Rhaenyra's indecisiveness is starting to really annoy me. Like from the last words in the finale of season 1, like bring me Daemon Targaryen, it's like I don't really understand it. I think maybe they're trying to say like this is why Viserys maybe didn't want her to be queen, because she doesn't have what it takes. And I think you're almost starting to figure that she's too much like him. She's too much like him.
And her grandfather, apparently I just found out that Viserys, previous, was it his dad, or was it the king before Viserys? I'm gonna have to look at my Targaryen.
Oh, the one that, yeah, I think he's in.
It was like, probably his dad, uncle, buddy, friend / brother.
It was his sister, cousin. Yeah.
But his nickname was the Conciliator. And I just found that out just as part of what they're saying here. Like when Rhaenyra's aunt, the older dragon rider, the queen who never was. Yeah.
Rhaenys or whatever. Rhaenys.
Yeah. I get all my old Valerian accents off. I'm always putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable. But,
right.
She straight up tells the council, who's being a little treasonous with how quickly they want to go to war behind the queen's back, asking the queen to step away. And she's like, remember, this is the granddaughter of the Conciliator. And not only like was her dad, Viserys, a great peacemaker, but her grandfather was too. So it's like generations of that influence, going into her, because her whole life she's been under the, until they died, right? Like, all she knew growing up was peace and like, being friends and just the good, the golden age. And so that's just her default,
Right. Exactly. And that's playing a big factor into why it's kind of moving at the pace it's moving, is because it's 100% inevitable. There's a civil war coming with the Brackens and the Blackwoods in this episode. That's the first mini battle of a civil war. Even though that had nothing to do with the black or the greens, like they didn't start that, but apparently from what I read, like they share a border and they hate each other. I didn't know anything about that, but I wanted to find out more. And they just used everything going on as an excuse to like fight. And like everyone died pretty much. So.
Pretty much. Yeah. Starting with the guy who was like, you wouldn't dare hurt me, knife in the throat. He's probably the first one.
Oops. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah. Oh, did I pop my mouth off one last time?
That was me. I said too much.
No, yeah. By the way, we're putting the spoilers up this way. I'm always putting them.
I got the spoiler warning up there right now, everyone. So spoilers ahead. What's that, Babak?
We're ready to spoil it for you.
Yeah. Oh, we have to. There's two. I mean, how long can you talk? How could you do a show of this show? And it's impossible. It's impossible.
I feel like everything I've said has been a spoiler this whole time, and I'm like,
well, no, not. I think we're good. But so it's the episode starts out with the Brackens and the Blackwoods, and that you don't see the fight, you just see the aftermath. That's all you need. Don't waste your budget on characters we don't know battling. But yeah, then we kind of get a glimpse. We don't get a glimpse. We get the most beautiful. Yeah.
Can I put in on that one part real quick? Remember?
No, go. You go.
But just the Brackwoods and the Blackwoods or whatever. Remember before in the in season 1, before they did the actors switched out the older actors.
Yeah.
Remember when there was that whole lineup of people trying to like ask Rhaenyra for her hand in marriage, and there was that one little boy with a massive broadsword, and then there was like that like cock on the sideline, just like taking the fucking with him the whole time, and that guy got stabbed. Remember that? I think those are from these two houses.
Yeah,
we're
I think so
seeing
too.
now. And they've grown up now. And so like little backstory there, because I saw like some YouTube clip, so it must be correct. But it was like, no, those two characters in the book, the duel went the other way. But actually it wasn't a death, it was just a wounding. And then they're actually going to grow up and have this battle in the Riverlands or whatever. And so that's what I think we just saw there with the Burning Mill is part of those two guys' story arc, from like how much screen time they get.
Dude, like maybe that 1 minute, where they're all asking Rhaenyra's hand.
But the tapestry is all very tightly woven, dude. That's why I love the new opening, dude. The tapestry, it makes so much sense. I mean, the story,
dude, you got to go back and watch the intro now with the new little added thing that goes through the kid's neck.
The vines.
I don't know what I would call that, but Ash D says, yeah, that's why I love the show. It's hard to find a good guy or a straight up bad guy. I think the only innocent one is Helena. She's the best character in the season. This is the first episode where she says anything other than just like, oh, my visions tell me, like she's not speaking nonsense. She actually has like a conversation with somebody this time. Yeah.
And what does she do? She forgives her mom. And like the mom doesn't even like can't bring herself to say it, like just like her son, like Aegon, the dragon rider. I'm gonna pull up my chart here, just like Aemon. Yeah. I'm gonna try to start saying the names right. Just like
now, you can just say dangly dick. Yeah, Aemon.
We're gonna have a whole segment on that part right there. Right, but I'm saving that. That's gonna be encore. But like just like Aemon can't bring himself to say like I didn't mean to kill my cousin. They're just always a dick to me when I was a kid, and they poked my eye out, and so I stole their dragon, and I was fucking with them because now I'm the bully now, and like it went a little too far, and he can't say it. And neither can his mom say anything about her own deeply felt, inner guilt, which we haven't really seen, and she doesn't even try to show, know, but like it must be there. And so, again, what I love about the writing and the acting and stuff, and storytelling is that like she didn't ask for forgiveness. You can just read the subtext on her face, and when Helena is like, "I forgive you," that one line is all you need to understand this whole other aspect of the characters and the dynamic between those two. And everything is delivered through like just acting and, music, obviously, probably some camera angles or whatever, but like,
it all flows together. The reason you can't point out a single one is because it's also cohesive together. When you get your cuts, your shots, your acting, your dialogue that work so well together, you don't notice how well it is because you're enveloped. That's a job well done.
And you feel like you hear a full conversation because they show you a full conversation of messages they're sending back and forth with their body language and facial expressions, but they don't have to say the words. They'll maybe like 3-4 words here and there. And, it's like you get it just from how well they deliver the dialogue, just through emotions and just through like, moving around and acting together and stuff. And that's what I hate, when you have to explain to me the plot and like characters' backstories through dialogue. And
this show will never do that because the writers have already been established that they trust their audience. They don't think we're idiots.
Yeah.
So, hey, do you want to read this one from Ash D, Babak?
Yeah, Ash D's talking about, well, she is grieving too. So she was angry and wanted revenge, but now she's thinking about all the people who will die in the midst of a war and wants to prevent it in any way possible. Helena,
I get it.
Allison?
I'm thinking Rhaenyra, and if that's so, I mean, I get it, but again, the indecisiveness, and we'll get into the white worm, but she's too trusting. And I don't know if that's gonna fall apart because I never read any of the source material, but trusting the white worm, we're getting a little bit ahead, but just the fact that she trusted that woman so quickly, and then I get it. Now she has technically saved her life.
Right. Technically. Yeah.
But still, wouldn't you can, that people are selling people out all the time, all over the place here in this world,
Yeah. But like, and to her credit, Rhaenyra, she like says to, what's her name again? White what?
The white worm?
White worm. Don't mistake my mercy for pliancy.
Yeah.
And she's trying to like, because her struggle is letting people know that she's firm and that she's decisive and that she will take action, but she's really trying not to because she's never actually done it. You know, like she's never gone and just like whooped ass.
She hasn't she hasn't ordered anything like that in her life.
Anything at all. Yeah. You know, so no one has anything to like any reason to believe her, you know? And so she's like, hey, don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. And they're like, do what? You've never done anything in your life, you know? And so it's still there, but dude, she's going to open up. Like those dragons are no joke. And what they're talking about is like basically like a nuclear arsenal or like plane loads of fucking napalm or something, you know? They're like, we will burn your entire city. You know, like it'll take us about 15 minutes. And once we do that, it's, you know, who's gonna stand for that? Everyone's gonna naturally.
Oh, well, wait until, because now you're getting hints that Aegon wants to start riding his dragon because he's scared to ride his dragon. And like now I want to say I believe his dragon's name is Sunfire. I might be wrong.
Is that his? I'm not sure about all the dragons' names.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm trying to learn them so I don't have to look them up when we're doing the show. But I've got other shit I need to pay attention to. There's a Sunfire right here. Hey,
there's a Sunfire right over there.
But if he gets on that thing, like I could see him just like massacring places, you know, just for no reason. Hi, Lily. Hi, Lily.
Yeah,
just
she says it's all caca. She says caca. No, I'm just kidding. What is she saying? Dog in Chinese?
Go, go.
Go, go. Yeah, she's saying dog in Chinese.
Go, go.
Go,
very
go.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, once he gets up there, Aegon, once he gets up on that dragon, he could probably wreck some shop, but like he doesn't really know how to do anything. What does he do?
I don't think he'll need to. All he's got to do is
Dracarys the fuck out of it. But there's be other dragon riders coming in. There'll be other dragon riders coming at him.
Aegon is such a punk, but I love it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Aegon's a punk, and we love it because you love to hate a villain. You know,
and so far
he's just knocking it out of the park.
Villain. Yeah, he's a frat boy villain right now. Like, can you believe this?
Oh my god! Well,
like, oh yeah, you guys be my bodyguard. Those incompetent.
No. He appointed his loser, goofy, drunken friends as the king's guard.
Yeah, dumbass, dude. This guy cannot make a strategic or good decision to save his life. I don't think anyone there.
Dude, they're like his king's guard are leaning up against walls and laughing at the chastity rule.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, I meant it. And they're like, dude, he meant it. He's like, no, I punked you, bro. Like,
no, dude, the way you put it, like a frat house. It's exactly, you know, and if somebody catches wind of that on like Dragon Rock or whatever, like that's because then you order a hit on him because he's got a bunch of Nimrods watching his back, you know.
You're like, oh, let's just wait till he's walking around in the city with his drunk bodyguards. You know, just knife the guy. like
hey, DJ Play Nice, good to see you, man. Hey, dropping in, support the show, and thumbs up to the live. Have an awesome show. Hey, man, I appreciate you always. Thanks. Got to have you on again sometime. Definitely want to have you on again on the show again soon.
But there are about maybe 5 or 6 educated, strategic thinking people in this world, right? And Otto is one of them. He got himself kicked out. But
none of the smart ones are leading anything right now.
Exactly. It's idiocracy. Baby, it's baby's bedtime. Here you go. Just it's bedtime.
I like her commentary.
Yeah,
she knows what she's talking about.
Impersonator. Oh, I did it again.
That's pretty good. That's good syncing right there, man.
Thank you.
That's almost as good as this.
We're trying to work on the audio here. Yeah, please.
That's almost as good as this, man.
Dude, okay, I'm sorry. Nobody has any sense in this fucking game. Hi, I'm the dead king's bastard brother. And if anyone finds out, I could have my head cut off. Perfect strangers who I just met at a bar? Like,
yeah.
Dude, how did you live this long? Like that guy, I'm sorry, dude. Like, and I think he is. Because then I started looking up, because you think that like if you find a family tree of House Targaryen, it would have all the bastards in it. but they don't all have that. And so I was like, fuck, going through all these family trees. And then I think I found one where like there is a bastard brother of the kings that's like of Viserys and Daemon, and they have a younger bastard brother, you know, like
so there's another brother aside from Viserys and
the blonde dude at the bar where he like walks in, everyone knows him. I'm sorry, if you're wanted, don't be the most known guy at the bar.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that guy. Dude, he's high-fiving everyone. He walks in, gives like a two-liner, you know, strolls out, gets dragged down to a table, people buying him drinks, like, and then the first thing he does is drop the biggest secret to get him killed. Like, I'm sorry, this is the first unbelievable character, but I guess like the dude's just stupid, you know. But like, how did he live this long being that dumb? Like, people make the worst decisions in the show, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Well, like you said, it's a soap opera, you know, and
it is a soap opera.
That's soap opera. People make decisions based on like sex and ego and all that kind of stuff, you know. So,
but like this guy was
the mom, Helen mentions that she shouldn't be mourning in front of people who may have more sorrow. Yeah. No. I get it. Yeah, I mean. And I think Helen is going to be such a bigger part of this season. I think she's going to be one of the main people, but they're sprinkling her in right now, you know, to try to.
She's starting to get more speaking lines where you can understand what she's saying,
where she's not mumbling. Yeah.
But
she basically had to make the biggest decision of the season, maybe series so far, in episode 1. And from what I understand, the source material, it was way more brutal. Like the two like rat catchers forced her to make a decision and then did the opposite, and then said to the one that she said she wanted to die, hey, your sister wanted you to die, and then kills the other one. So now that guy's got to live knowing that he was the one that she wanted dead. Like, but I guess the showrunners pushed out a little bit. It was a little too dark, but I guess it went like that. Like, where they tormented her, and it was really fucked up.
Yeah, I believe it, dude. Yeah, Jared Martin's got a twisted fucking mind, dude. But I like watching it. But yeah, dude, like that part was crazy, you know, and all of those poor rat catchers that were hung. You know, there isn't a lot of violence. There isn't a lot of violence, like action battles that go on.
It's all dead bodies after the fact.
Dude's got the fucking eye being eaten out by a rat. How's that for comic? Like, dude, boom. Oh, now who's the rat catcher, bitch? You know, the rat just.
Well, that was the rat catcher that cut off the head.
Yeah, he was the only one that should have died.
Yeah, well, you know, you can't tell any rat catchers apart these days. You know, got to kill them all.
Yeah, I can't kill them all. But you know,
what's up, Captain Notfinity? Like those Jokers and Queens after the what is that?
Lufthansa heist.
Lufthansa heist. Okay, I don't know what that means. But good to see you nonetheless, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. But when Helena says to her mom, I feel like I'm not entitled to as much misery as the common people, because she sees past, present, and future. It's not just her life that she sees the past, present, and future.
Right.
She sees everyone.
Overall everything. Yeah.
She's omniscient, you know? And so like when she's saying like, I don't have as much reason to be miserable as they do. Like, have you seen how we treat them? You know, like,
no, exactly.
Because she experienced those lives. And when she says to her mom, I forgive you, her mom has never confessed a thing. She hasn't even shown that she's guilty about anything. And Helena knows, because she knows that her mom, like, she knows in that moment as a spirit watching on the wall when Viserys dies and he's talking about Aegon's dream, she understands that, and she knows her mom is mistaken, and she knows that all the shit that's gone down is mostly her mom's fault. Not all of it's her mom's fault, but a lot of it is just her mistaking that dream and taking a stake and just going like do this coup for everyone else. But for her, like, she kind of believes it, because like, dude, okay, we're gonna talk about the Sister Rhaenyra sneaking into the chapel over there.
Oh, well, we're definitely gonna get into that. Yeah, at the end. Yeah.
I mean, talk about letting everyone know who the protagonists and antagonists are. But she's like,
yeah.
What'd you think about it?
No. Well, we'll get to that, but I'll just say real quick, like that action she made was great. It was the first thing she did where she had a plan, executed it. And as much as like the dialogue between the two, I do think at the end of it, after thinking about it, Alicent, though she was the antagonist in that conversation, like I think she's taking all that to heart. She's just not showing it.
Right.
But it doesn't matter because it's too late. Everything's
shielded.
moving.
She's always
now.
been guarded ever since she was a little girl. She was always guarded.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what either one of those two women say to each other. It's happening regardless. You know, it's too late. You know, so
just to color out the characters, they're saying, look, you know, Rhaenyra is literally dressed as a nun. You know, it's like she's got a habit on, and she's going to pray at church. And like, forget about the knife to the ribs, because don't worry, Alicent, it's only in case you order the guards on me, which shows she's thinking and she's ready for the fight, you know. But then she's like, I'm so sorry that started out wrong.
Yeah, no, and I think that was supposed to be a little bit of levity. Yeah.
Move and I kill you. I'm sorry. Can I try again? Like, but that just shows her character. Where even when she's the one who's getting violent, she's like, hold on, sorry. Can we just reset? You know, like, let's make peace. And then she like tries to talk it through. Why is it you think it's okay to usurp my throne in a coup? Well, because your dad told me on his dying breath, you know, like that they wanted my son to be in charge. And then she comes back and is like, I'm sorry, I saw him early that night. He didn't mention it to me. And what exactly did he say to you? Which is the best question she should have, you know, could have ever asked. And then she gets, no, he was talking about this dream. Yeah. Not about the secession.
When he can barely talk in that episode. Yeah.
He's feverish, he's blind, you know. Dude doesn't have an eye. You're on his
He has no eyes, no teeth.
First place, she's on his no eye side, you know. You really can't see her, you know. The other one's really heavily cataracted, but that's a different story. But you know, like Rhaenyra gets the nut of the problem here. You just misunderstood what he said. He was talking about a dream, not about you, and tries to explain that to Alicent, thinking that Alicent like would be like, "Oh, I get it. All right, guys, let me explain what happened." You know,
yeah,
and like call everyone off, which is like you said, it's not going to happen. Like at this point, and they're already saying once men want to kill, you know, whatever, you know, war and blood and fire, they forget why. Get into it. You know?
Everyone, like all the leader men are going after Harrenhal, and like,
which is a piece of shit. It's the biggest fucking castle there. There's no guards, and apparently 40,000 troops in the Riverlands that owe fealty, and there's not a single guard. I'm sorry, who fired all the guards in all these places?
Apparently, Harrenhal was like built, and I guess it's the biggest of the Seven Kingdoms, and it was built to defend a little bit more against dragons. So when the king had built it and built it up, and I guess like Viserys' heir or Viserys' like father or whatever the time frame was like, now it's our turn. No, like you built this up, but we're gonna take it. So
that was Aegon the Conqueror, right? Aegon the First.
Yeah, Aegon the Conqueror. Yes. So he's like, you got to drop a knee right off the bat, and the guy's like, fuck off, like no way, because we just built this. So they fucked up the castle, but they couldn't defeat it because it was so strong. So now it just leaks everywhere. And it was my favorite set piece and part of this episode was Daemon going there thinking he's going to fuck shit up. He wants. Yeah, I know. Is that a thing? But he just wants to fuck shit
back
up.
so I could thrust, you know, like.
Yeah, I would just be going like this as I passed their room. No, but he's all hot-headed and ready to defeat them so that they have to drop to their knees for him and shit. And then, you know, to his surprise, they're just like, sure, you can have it. There's no one left here.
Yeah, it's really the five of us and some cooks.
And that pissed him off. Like, he's like angry because he wanted to fight.
He wants to slaughter some fuckers and dominate. Yeah. He's like, oh, you already worship and respect me because your family is just as fucked up as mine. Because friggin', what they call him now? Larys Clubfoot is what they're calling him.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Can you light a fire in this damp ass castle?
Right. Yeah.
There are no accidents.
You can't even keep the fireplaces lit.
Very hard at fires. You know, like that conniving. No. You know,
when they did that name drop, they did that name drop of him. I was like, oh, okay. Of course they
were talking about.
Yeah, you're like, okay, well, they don't trust that guy is a piece of shit. And I love it. Like Damon's just like, I'm not going to eat any of this. It's probably poison or whatever. And they're like, dude, we don't care. You can have this place.
Yeah. Yeah. Even though the most cunning fucking spy master / assassin is from this family, you can totally eat your food because we like you. Like, that is not reassuring.
No. But I love the whole architecture and the look of the castle, the way it's shot. I love it. Just like he's like in his room and everything's or whatever in the hotel or wherever he's supposed to be, and it's just leaking everywhere. But I want to, if you're cool with it,
how about his
probably? Well, no, that's what I'm getting into. I think you probably may know more about what some of this is referencing when he has his vision. Maybe you don't. I don't know.
I don't know. Was that a vision? Because when the Targaryens dreamed, like they got that in their genes, you know, like every now and then be a premonition.
I've heard here and there through like conversations that it was like a vision where like Millie Alcott comes back as Rhaenyra, and she's sewing freaking Jaehaerys's head back on his body
with a grapevine. Just kidding.
It was nice to see her. It was nice to see her back though. She's just like a doll.
Yeah, and that's the great thing is that just because you have the age regression thing doesn't mean you can't have new flashbacks.
Sure,
just bringing the old cast and stuff, especially for those vision things. And I would love to see one of these like dreams include like some just like little 3-second clips from the Game of Thrones as like put in the younger actors for the backstory, put in the age, forward actors for the current thing, but then put in like some clip from, Game of Thrones real quick to be like, and they just see that all in a dream.
Game of Thrones is in the future though, right?
Exactly. Because when they have these dreams, they don't just dream about the past.
Oh, it's like, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. They're just tapping into this like omniscience, but they can't sustain it. So every now and then, maybe once a generation, once in a dream, something will come through. And then for some of them, it's a lot more intense, like for Helena, where it's like always coming through for her. Right. But it's not always, I don't know. But then you got like when you become the three-eyed raven and you're in that tree, I think you're always in it, like you're always omniscient with everything all the time, And so like you still have control of your body a little bit, but you're like looking through past, present, and future through everything always.
See, I didn't know that. So it's almost like a supernatural element in the show in a way, or close.
Yeah, it is supernatural, because who knows?
It has dragons. So,
yeah, they got dragons.
So Damon is like having a vision or a dream or whatever it is, and
possibly.
then there's
That's
like
what I'm wondering,
and then there's a lady that pops up who everyone says they know who she is. I don't know who she is.
Well, wasn't she the daughter of? Because like remember when he goes into the castle, and like they just sort of like show, and like first time they show those other people in the castle because it's totally empty, and it's like the old dude that immediately bends the knee, and they flash to like a younger female relation real quick with like long brown hair, and like she just gives a look, and it's like, oh, they're hooking up tonight. And then like
okay,
and then isn't it her that is in his dream, and she's like, nah, you'll die.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I feel like that. See, that's why I'm like, it could be a vision or a dream, I don't know, but like the fact that like he's stewing and brewing because like he wanted to go there and display dominance, and he didn't get to. So now he's like got this inner conflict going on, and I'm wondering, because I'm guessing he's going to stay there for quite a while. I don't know. Yeah, it's completely fucking empty.
I didn't see a single scorpion anywhere. Those guard towers are unmanned, sir.
All right, I'm going to bring up a little clip here and drop the audio. This is just some clips from the promo, but just a couple of little things.
Perhaps the presence of the dragon will sharpen minds round.
See, there he is. There's the guy that's just like, fucking take it. I got to keep the audio probably out because HBO's been just dinging people left and right.
Stop loving our stuff and the free advertising to us, damn it.
Yeah, I know, right? You could just be blowing the show, and they're just like, "Don't show it."
Yeah.
Good.
That's it. That's that one punch is the only guy that is any kind of like guard at this place right here.
Who fired all the guards? That's what I want to know. Like, you cannot
just,
find
like,
one anywhere.
He doesn't kill him. He just like knocks him out cold or
Knocks
whatever.
them out
But
real quick. Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
guarding. They're surprised.
yeah, they don't even know what's going
Yeah,
on. Well,
that was
neither
the
does
cook.
he.
Oh,
Oh, dude, what's her? I love her dragon in this episode.
I don't know the name of a single dragon except for
No, but she's
I don't know
she's the daughter of Damon and the Valerian. Yeah.
older
She's the
daughter.
one
She's
that
got a
like
dragon.
she's the one that doesn't have a dragon because she's supposed to get Vagar.
Well, the younger daughter does not have a dragon. The older daughter does.
So is it the older daughter that Rhaenyra said, "Hey, take the kids"?
No, that's the younger daughter.
So that's the one I'm talking about then. Yeah. That scene's great. That's the coolest dragon flight when it's just coming down at those guys. I'm hoping there's like a little snippet of a clip in there of how cool that is. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything, but this one's showing all kinds of shit. I don't know what it's doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, this clip sucks. But yeah,
the
when
older one, Leonor Valerian, the older one, Lena.
Yeah.
Lena already has a dragon, I think. And no, I'm sorry. Is Leonor the younger girl, or he's the boy? He's the boy that took off. What was the sister's name? Princess Bela. Oh, I'm sorry. I confused Bela and Raina.
bear with us, folks.
Lena. Yeah.
These names
So
are
the mom
insane.
was Lena. The mom was Lena. And so Princess Bela and Raina are the granddaughters of Corlys and Rhaenyra. And so that's the relation there. But yeah, Rhaena does not have a dragon. However, she's got more dragon eggs than probably anyone else in this fucking show. Like, hi, you're a child. We're going to give you 5 nukes. We just need you to run away and just keep them safe, okay?
I found out today that was the coolest shit to see those all 4 different color eggs. I found out today, and it was confirmed by the showrunners that those are the eggs in Game of Thrones that what's her name? I didn't watch Game of Thrones. What's her name? The girl that gets all the dragons. Emily
no, exactly.
Clark
Yeah, princess. Yeah, no, she's the Targaryen. Yeah,
yeah.
No, but the princess.
But those are the eggs.
Those are the eggs. Yeah. These. Yeah. So talk about Easter egg. Talk about Easter egg. You know, like these are the dragons that you watch hatch and grow. Like they are a major plot line. It's just finding these eggs, hatching them, growing them. That's one of the major plot lines that goes through like the maybe at least the first half of the original Game of Thrones. So, dude, those are the fucking eggs, dude.
Those are the eggs. Ding dong! Ding! Those are the eggs. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
So now I'm gonna have to watch Game of Thrones eventually.
Absolutely, dude. Don't let a couple of bad episodes throw you off of 6
bad seasons.
No, it wasn't.
I haven't seen it. I might end up loving those. I have no idea.
No, just know the end isn't as strong as it could be.
Sure. Well, I trust me. I know that it took the world by storm, and people were rioting and all that stuff.
Dude, people were like petitioning the fucking government to like do a rewrite of the fucking show. I'm like, come on, please.
see, that's what I mean, Ash D. Like at the beginning, I said like apparently trees are dragons' kryptonite. I'm assuming because they just don't want to burn down a whole forest.
I think that's all.
But if you have the Lord, whatever, or the King's Guard right there, then you burn the forest down.
You burn the fucking forest down. And imagine being like, oh no, I'm getting shot from the air. Let me go hide in a pile of gunpowder and flammable oil. Like trees are going to make the fire bigger.
Yeah. But apparently they knew that she wasn't going to burn it down, I guess.
Burn it down. Yeah. Well, thank God her aunt commander, I don't know what the relationship is with the queen, but she's like, you are only there to reconnaissance. Just go and see what's happening. Do not, I repeat, do not engage, you know? And like, what does she do? Fucking swoops in right over the grass, right over the treetops, and just hovering there, just looking for those fuckers, dude. Like,
yeah,
I think maybe if she didn't fry them, she would have been like, take a dump. And like the dragon would have like dumped the massivest shit on those guys. That would have been hilarious.
The one thing I don't understand about like the dragon recon concepts, where it's like, hey, we need you to go recon. It's like, because you can get so high that people just see a dot in the air or would miss it. But then how do you see what's going on?
Get up on their ass, apparently.
It goes both ways, the distance, right? You would see dots on the ground.
All they could see, like in modern fighters tactics, stay in the sun, you know, like be above them and in the sun, and they can't see you. And that's exactly what the fucking dragons were doing, you know, like just kind of circling right around the sun. But you're right. They had to get in low and you know, close to see everything. But that was really cool. You know, another dragon, probably one of my favorite dragon camera angles so far was like in the early beginning half where Damon is flying to Harrenhal and they give you his first person perspective.
I loved it, dude.
You got the one wing on the side, the head, just the back of the neck looking around, and they just sort of like going up and down, like around fucking Harrenhal, just like, why are the lights off? You know?
Yeah. Because I didn't know anything about Harrenhal until today or until yesterday. Then I kind of went on a deep dive because I was like, what is this place? And I found it one of the more fascinating parts. Hey, baby. I like the way it ended. I'm in the minority. I'm guessing he's talking about Game of Thrones. And Captain Not Finished says, at least it has an ending, right, George?
Dig! Oh, dig! Zing!
Nice one. Yeah, that guy's just making too much money doing other projects. He's never going to go back and write those books. At this point, like the pressure's so high to make it good. Like, I don't know, but still.
And there's so many new things. Like everything's all about like you start doing the sequels and the prequels and the alternate universes.
Right.
Those are completely different casts. You can run those simultaneously. You're tripling your income stream. I mean, like, why would he go back and rewrite something that like we fucking did it, whatever, you know? It like, do you know how
now that this show is such a hit, there's gonna be spinoffs for sure. This is not the last Game of Thrones show you're gonna see.
No,
you know?
I don't remember exactly what deal J.R. Martin like supposedly cut with HBO like back in the day when he first was negotiating, when Game of Thrones first started taking off, and they were talking
quite
about
a bit, I'm sure.
Like I think his ask was like trilogy of movies and like multiple spin-off series and stuff, and like, you know, standalone miniseries and things like that. And then they negotiated it down to some smaller thing, but it's not just this second season.
I don't know how it would work as a movie. I don't think it would work as well because it's such a slow burn, and you would be you do
it as like the final episode is up on the big screen. But nowadays,
yeah, I mean they can do that. They did it with the X-Files where they made like basically a season finale into a movie, and it was good movie. I guess they can do it, but
you know, the ask was not what the contract that was signed said. So, you know, I think that it's definitely more than just the second, like a Jon Snow series. And
I heard that I think they did like a pilot for that, and it just sucked ass. I think,
but that wouldn't be the only thing. You know, I think that there's multiple projects somewhere along, you know, production line, but maybe not necessarily being recorded, you know, filmed and stuff. I don't know, but it's more than just this. There's going to be at least the next season, right? This is
there's two more. There's 4 seasons total for this series.
4 seasons total for this series.
All confirmed. Yeah, all confirmed.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so 4 seasons. I mean, and especially if the seasons are 8 to 10 episodes, like they're just warming up, you know.
For sure. No, I get it. Excuse me.
Dragon Breath.
Right.
But great episode, and just something that I was really looking forward to getting into. You know, just this whole part of, I think the peacemaking is pretty much exhausted. Like, like how much more are Rhaenyra and Alicent gonna like try to make peace with each other when they have the face to face?
No, that's it. That's it.
Misunderstanding, and still parted ways with different visions of the world.
Now, you know? There's no more misunderstanding.
There's
Alicent knows that Viserys did not want Aegon to be king, but the rules
has been told, you know,
But
she
the
may or may
rules,
not accept it.
either way, the rules do state that Aegon is supposed to be the king, you know, not by me, but by the traditionally, by tradition. Yeah. So
tradition versus the named heir.
So assuming that Alicent thinks that Rhaenyra is trying to pull one over on her and go, hey, well, he really didn't say that. He really said what we wanted, you know.
Right.
Either way, it's all out on the table. And both of them are going to have to take that information, process it, and then finally make a decision. But like I said, behind the scenes, everything's brewing anyway. It doesn't matter if these two become besties again, you know, like everybody wants to fight. So.
And they keep talking about that directly, you know, like the you know, characters are saying, look, you know, once these guys are itching to fight, it's going to happen. Once it starts, you know, I love it because at the beginning, when you've got the conversation between, you know, Rhaenyra and I guess her aunt, right? And she's like, you know,
Rhaenys or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Rhaenys is like, the queen who never was is like, you know, because Rhaenyra says, oh, well, it's when she usurped my throne and had a coup. And then Rhaenys is like, or was it when so-and-so, you know, so-and-so got killed? Or was it when so-and-so got their eye put out? Or was it when this, you know, like, what was it? This is a family feud. Like you call it the right? You know, like what the kids in the River Run did is family feud. Yeah, so is this. These kids have been feuding since they were kids. You know, it's still the pig as a dragon. You know, just that type like level of like just they're fucking with each other. And you know, and one guy took out the other guy's eye because you know, and then later on that dude's gonna steal the dragon, and you know, like or whatever. You know, like this and that, and it's just these people are just stupid, you know, and they just stay in these little family feuds, and that's really what's going to be happening. You know, they're just the cousins going after each other just because that's what they've always done.
Thank God you put her down, because this next, you know, we'll do the highlight of the episode now, and then we'll end it in a few minutes. But I did not want you holding Lily when we talk about this next part.
Oh boy.
I'll start that part out by
ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
So yeah, there's a lot of dick in this episode.
There's a lot of.
You lost your audio. Oh no, your audio's. Oh, you're just muted, dude. You're just muted. Amateur.
There we go. I know, right? Yeah, no, Lily now loves my mic.
Oh, really? Okay.
Anyway.
But a lot of ding dong. A lot of ding dong.
Isn't the line like between like an X-rated pornography and R-rated, like 18 and up or whatever? Isn't it that you cannot show an erect penis and you can have no sexual penetration of a penis into something? And yet this is the first time when they're like, you're just going to be sucking off a prosthetic.
I think
totally
it's
gets by the censors.
A gigantic clay mold of a gigantic dick, you know.
and I'm like, okay, so I guess you could do that now. You know, like HBO always pushing the boundaries because they're like, well, we didn't actually show any penis and intercourse with.
It was a fake ding-a-ling. Yeah. That scene was shocking to me, man. I was like, whoa! Like, I didn't sign up for this.
And talk about the male full frontal nudity. I want a little reciprocation.
Yeah, I think this show is making up for
balanced time here. You know,
I think the show is making up for how much like female nudity you see in the other show. I'm guessing.
The first half of it started out very like a lot of that, but then like after a while it was just this. It was like dudes sucking each other off and stuff, you know, like.
Well, then so Aegon's still bullying Aemon. Yeah, like big, you know, and that reminded me, Ashty, of last year. Some people even put up a side by side of where Aegon is kind of Aegon is egging him on, you know, he's just kind of being an insufferable little dick.
Is that why his name is Aegon? Because that's all he does.
Hey man, makes sense to me, but I coined that. That's mine. But no, they put up a side by side of when he was a kid and this last episode where
Always
Aemon could just rip Aegon to shreds if he wanted to, you know?
Absolutely. And the thing is that they all have to fucking take it because he's the king. There's a very hierarchical society, right? And so it's I love watching the reactions because when Aegon is fucking with Aemon or whatever, he's like sitting there just taking it and just not going to show any emotion because he's crying on the inside. And then his brother walks in and starts banging on him, but then he's crying even more on the inside, you know. And then he's just like naked there, and he's got to try to act tough, you know. But do you see the best friends of the king, his so-called bodyguard? Do you see how they respond? They're also like staring at the ground because they're one step below the brother of the king, and the brother of the king.
Oh, Aemon wouldn't hesitate to kill one of those idiots.
He would slit their butt, you know, and so they are also like, oh fuck, you know, like, you know.
Well, as they should be. A lot of people are scared of Aemon because he's a scary, capable dude. Yeah,
because he's a fucking badass, and he's basically his uncle's son, which is totally plausible in this.
I don't know enough about him yet. I guess you'd have to wait till at least the end of this season to make this determination. But from what I know about him, aside from taking full credit for Vhagar instead of telling the truth, aside from that, he would obviously be a better king than Aegon, you know. But
and he knows it, dude. Like, remember the first season when him and fucking Kristen Cole are looking? They're looking for this douchebag, and they're like, "Well, we know he's in the brothels. We just don't know which one."
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they're like looking for him, and he's like, and the dude tells Kristen Cole from his heart, "I would make a much better king. Like, I'm a badass, and I'm smart, and I want it." And we can't even find this douchebag because he's hiding in a church. You know?
That entire 10-minute long scene where he approaches Vhagar as a kid, shows no fear, rides him, doesn't fall off. Vhagar puts him through the ringer, the test, and stays on that thing. You're like, dude, nobody's more capable than this guy right there.
And that was when he was a kid. Yeah. And then
that was when he was a kid. Yeah.
Can we see a dragon chomp real quick?
A what?
The dragon chomp.
Is that a thing? What are you talking about?
No, the fucking clip that you have of the dragon chomp.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I call it the dragon chomp. Didn't I?
My
bad. Thank you. That one. That we haven't.
Show it again because I didn't show it enough.
He can keep his tongue.
Stick around.
Stick around.
Yeah, I barely noticed the dingling because my eyes were on Aemon's face. Oh, I wasn't. We were talking more about that scene where Aegon's showing his buddies because he wants to get one of them laid, even though they're not ever supposed to have sex.
Yeah,
and he's just opening up one tent door after another, and there's a different sex scene going on each one of them. And there's that big like log of a penis getting blown. But yeah, no, the Aemon part where he stands up and
that's all him right there. That's all him. He's just
he's very flaccid. I mean, dude, I'm a grower.
The rules say flaccid is allowed.
No, dude, people only care about how it is when it's awake. That's
exactly.
It.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, but I mean HBO for the shock value, you know, they're just like, oh, we're gonna keep showing dicks and we're gonna like we got it.
See, in 2016, it was,
that was
boobs that were in, but now dick is in. Dick is in.
What do you call the muff underwear again? Like
a merkin?
Merkin. Let's do the naked merkin, just the see-through merkin.
A merkin is a muff wig that they put on a female's privates to make it look like a 1960s or 70s.
So half is it's the prosthetic, but for women, you know, so that way it gets to the censors.
Can you read this one for us, Babak?
Aemon even told Aegon that as a kid, when Aegon has to marry Helena, and Aemon was like, I will marry her in a heartbeat because that was my duty. Because he's fucking, that guy knows what's up. Exactly, right? But younger brother.
I don't think he'll end up. He may not end up being a total piece of shit because the way he looks right now, he looks like the villain of all villains. But they're keeping him.
He must be bad.
but they keep giving us these scenes of him like with the older
Right.
woman, and like
Yeah.
either that or he's gonna be the worst of the worst. But he could end up being someone that we don't expect. I don't know yet, obviously,
Well,
but
there'll be a lot of twists and turns, and because this is a civil war between a family dynamic and stuff, there's going to be a lot of like allegiances that are flip flopping, or like the tension. Will they? Won't
Yeah.
they? Turn? Like that's storytelling, and so
no,
I think
it 100%. That's why I continue to watch every week, and we can wrap it up. We've been going for an hour. I like this episode a lot. I still think this season's great. I think so far season 1 is very superior in its first 3 episodes. But when you come out of the gate, you got to grab people right off the bat in season 1. If you're watching season 2, you're already invested, so you're not going anywhere. So I'm still liking it. I'm still enjoying being there and watching it. It's obviously a lot more fun watching it with you guys, instead of just sitting here by myself watching it. But yeah, I like it. I'm still engaged. This is a great episode. I'm not going to give it the exploding cum shot.
How about a dragon chomp?
I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a half. Or I'll give it a cannonball.
Cannonball it. Cannonball right back. Have a cannonball. Cannonball coming. Cannonball coming.
There you go. So your final thoughts before we close it out for this evening.
I do love this episode, and I like the storytelling. I like the back end. I'm down for everything they're doing. It'll be nice to see some big battles coming up at some point, but I just really love the storytelling overall, and I just like that we're really kind of seeing all the different strings being pulled, and like to the tension, and at some point something's going to break, and I feel like the best parts are yet to come, and so far I've enjoyed it all, so I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, and I think for people that far for me to like say anything down about anybody about anything, but it's like I think there are people going like, where's the dragon fights? Where's the battle? I don't think that this is that kind of show. And last season told you it wasn't. So you'll get those, but it's not like you said, it's a drama. It's a fantasy. It's a drama set in a fantasy world, and it's I mean, to me, like, why would you have a battle when we don't care about anybody yet? Now we do. So when we have a battle, we're going to be like our favorites going, oh no, so
yeah,
it's going to be that much better for it. And it'll make some kind of TV ratings like history when it's like there, it's finally happening or whatever. So, thanks guys. It was fun as always. Love talking about HOTD with you both. Hey, Ashty, you're the #1 fan, my friend. So we love talking to you too, man. Yeah. And come back every week there, sir. And let's see. I'll close it out with this one. Or Babak's favorite. All right, guys. Have a good night.